Virgo, and welcome to your Mercury retrograde reading, January 2022. We're going to look into the sun, moon, and rising signs of the Virgo collective. This is a general reading and will not resonate with every single person. If it doesn't resonate with you, 1, you can check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. 2, the energies can be reversed, so sign the rules you please. 3, only take the messages that actually resonate with you and leave everything else behind. 4, you can always get a personal reading if your reading is too specific for what is going on in a general reading. 5, you can just stick around because maybe there's something in it you need to hear. And 6, remember that these messages are timeless, so it doesn't matter when you're brought to the channel and reading, there's something in it for you. You can always come back a week from now, 2 weeks from now. A lot of people come back multiple times and watch these videos to see how the energy is playing out throughout the month. If you're wanting to know about the Jupiter and Pisces reading I just did for all of the signs, it is on the screen above me. And I always have suggested videos at the end. If you like this reading or entertain in some way, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And hit that notification bell. This way you get notified as soon as I post something new. So we have Venus in retrograde, Mercury in retrograde. Well, Mercury will be retrograde next week, I think, January 14th. Look on the screen right here. This is the calendar of the retrograde. It's really important because the past is coming back. The past is calling. Going to call again until we re-examine some of the things that we never fully finished looking at. Okay? Things are going to come back. It's okay. We're going to take a look at it and see what's going on. But we do have blessings from Jupiter because it's in Pisces, which is a very magical sign. And then Venus is how we look in the world. Okay? And so if Venus is shining down on you, people are like, oh my gosh, you look amazing. What did you do different? And you're like, I haven't done anything different. It's because it's shining down on you. Guys, girls are looking at you and you're like, oh my gosh, why is everybody looking at me? You know what I mean? It's in retrograde right now, and I think it's in Capricorn. I'm not fully 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it might be. If it is in Capricorn, then that means that it's looking at how we're looking at responsibilities, okay? Or how we look in our duties and our responsibilities. So let's talk about the retrograde real quick. So it is in the sign of Aquarius. I know that you're Virgo. I get that. But in the sign of Aquarius is going to affect all of us because that is the major sign. Mercury is about communication, okay? And Aquarius is a very extremely intuitive sign. And it's in the first house with what people see and the impressions you give, okay? What is highlighted in your house specifically, Virgo, is the 8th house. And the 8th house is the transformational areas of your life, the shared resources, and very extreme, intense emotions. Get ready, okay? So let's do a 6-card reading. Oh, let me find your theme. What are you going over in this retrograde? A lot of people are doing relationship stuff. It's a huge thing, but let's find out what's going on with you. All right. Yep, relationships. It came up. Having the courage for some relationships, okay? The courage. There's lots of courage in relationship stuff. Let's go. So intense emotions. That's probably where the courage comes in because you're going to feel intense emotions and you're going to need the courage to get through those emotions, okay? All right, Virgo. My shoulders are really tense. I guess that's where we're going with this reading, right? Woo! All right, Virgo, let's see what's up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. These are great cards, so no worries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, the overall reading. So Virgo, you are in an extremely good place, or it's going to put you in a really good place, okay? For love. Well, King of Cups, he doesn't give the full cup of love, but there is love there for sure. It's actually a lot of love. It's just hidden love. Like you can't really see all of it just because he's tries to play like he's very stoic. But there's so much love in that cup. This is about you spending time processing the things that are in your heart and your intuition, putting you in a really good space of giving and receiving. sharing, generosity, all of those things. So Virgo, you tend to take care of the world. You take care of everybody. And sometimes people don't take care of you. That's what we're working on right here with these relationships, is making sure that you are around and surrounding yourself with people that value you and your time and everything about you as much as you value them. Okay? That people aren't hiding their love from you. That they give you the full cup of love. Like you're looking at this half cup of love that this king actually holds. Although you know there's more love there. Where is it? You know, and it's like you overfunction and you do all these things for people. You just love people so much. And then when it's your turn, crickets. That's what we're working on. Okay, so Virgo, right now, because of the way you see things, you're not in a very good place just yet. You will be, because it says it right there. So it's saying right now we're in rocky, uncharted waters. We're in illusion state, which means we may not be seeing things the way that they really are. We could be coupled with fear and anxiety. We could have some repressed emotions, some inner confusion about where you fit and where you stand and why you can't seem to get people to stay in your life or to be in your life that reciprocate. Like, where are these people? Or every time I have someone in my life, it's like all of a sudden I'm gone or they're gone. And I continue to do the old behaviors of taking care of everybody else. Okay, let's move on. The thing that's coming towards you is there's going to be some sort of conflict or disagreement. This isn't a bad thing. This is about you having a new beginning. And the only way you can have a new beginning is if you have a reconciliation. You make amends about past resentments. So look at the things that come up for you. If it's a disagreement or disagreeable issue, see what new beginning is coming from that. See what you really need from that. What do you need? Who's trying to reconcile with you? Who's coming back from the past to talk about these things so that they can have a new beginning with you? And this isn't just any new beginning. This is the Ace of Pentacles new beginning. We're talking about an extremely auspicious time. We're talking about prosperity, property, happiness. They want happiness. They want you to get what you need. And sometimes, maybe you're not being vocal about it. Maybe you're like, well, if I do this for them, then they'll do that for me. Not everybody works that way. You have to be open and say, this is what I need. I need this. Okay. The thing that is hidden that you can't see is that this person does want a reconciliation with you. They do want to bring you justice. They just don't know how to do it. They do want to apologize. They feel sorry. They feel guilt. They know they haven't treated you 100%. They haven't treated you the way that you deserve to be treated. They want to bring you justice in the form of a cup of love, but they need to know, what do you need? What is love look like to you? Oh, we got to open our mouths and speak. This is what love looks like to me. It's hard if in this relationship, maybe the person never cared before about what your needs were and they took you for granted. It's possible. And so now all of a sudden they want you to speak up. You know how difficult that is? When someone took your love for granted and they never even cared about how you felt, they just cared about themselves. Very narcissistic kind of feeling, right? Like all about me. And now all of a sudden they're like, well, what do you need? And you're like, well, it feels weird me telling you what I need. Like, how come you just don't know? You haven't heard it for 25 years or whatever, how long you've been with them, right? You haven't heard it? Okay. The thing that's standing in your way is you want to be happy, they want to be happy, yet there's no communication. Nobody's talking about it. It's like silence. It's blocking the energy. Nobody feels inspired to say anything. We feel too closed off. Nobody feels like taking action. But both people want their happiness. Both people want that marriage. Both people want this commitment. But yet nobody's opening their mouth. It's kind of like coasting through the relationship until maybe one day it'll change, but nobody's saying anything, right? Okay. The thing that is helping you is that you're in a transformational phase right now, which is you're used to hiding your feelings, hiding what you need, hiding what you want, putting yourself on the back burner, all of these things, but you're transforming that now. Because you're like, I'm never going to get love unless I change. And how this happened was very slowly. Before you knew it, you were giving up your entire life of who you are and what you need and what you want. You used to be very vocal about what you wanted, very open. But through the relationship, you've been shut down so many times that you learn to close yourself down. You learn to stop speaking. You learn to stop telling people what you need and want. And now, if you're realizing that if you don't go back to the way you were, you will never have love in the way you want it. I'm told, Leo, the same as I think, the energy is different on the planet now. It's different. It's not what it was when you had to close your mouth, when you had to suck it up. It's different. But I get how difficult it is to change when you are used to a certain way and it feels comfortable. It feels awkward to say, I need you to open the door for me, or I need you to say that I'm beautiful, or I need you to slap me on my butt. You know what I mean? It feels awkward. It's like, oh gosh, that's just, I mean, to me, I feel like you're like, well, we've done it this way for so long. I can't ask him to kiss me or her to kiss me. I can't ask them to caress me. I'm afraid. What if they say no? It's scary. But that's what's helping you, is that you're ready to transform and you're ready, you want your happiness and you're willing to do it. The overall energy, the outcome, the projected outcome, if you do change and you do start asking for what you want, you're going to get the Knight of Cups. And that's a proposal. It's romance. It's them filling you up. You know, up and down. Let me lick you up and down. Like that, right? New friends are going to start coming into your life when you start opening up with your partners and you start opening up with people and you start telling people what you need. I need you to call me. Call me back. Call people. Hey, call me back. I guarantee you they'll call you back. Like I had told my husband that because he was trying to open himself up again. And I told him, I said, if you call a friend and they don't answer and you tell them to call you back, guess what? They're going to. They will call you back. It may not be that day. Might be a couple days later, but they'll call you back. I said, I have plenty of friends that are super busy. Extremely. But we still find time to chat. Even if it's 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. You still find time because you call them and say, hey, call me back. And they will. And he did it. And he was like, oh my gosh, people called me back. I said, yeah, of course they would. Different energy on the planet now. Now, 10 years ago, if you would have done that, guess what? You may not have ever heard from that person. Because the energy was different. But people want to connect now. Okay? This, coupled with that, is the strength. So basically, you've learned a lot, and a lot of the anxiety that you've been struggling with through the entire year is because you're having discourse from what you need and what you're getting. There's a lot of discourse in your body. And your higher self and your highest guides are trying to show you how to get your happiness, but there's fear because you have not had to do those actions. It's like if you haven't had sex with your partner in a really long time, and then you try to have sex with that person, it feels very awkward. And that's what it feels like to me. If you're like, okay, so like now, it's like very awkward. It's almost like, well, the passion is not there because it's so awkward. It's like that. Like I'm feeling a lot of awkwardness, and it's causing anxiety. But I think when this starts to come in, because you're asking for it, and you don't have to like go crazy, you could just ask little by little until it starts to feel more comfortable, then you're going to feel very strong and powerful within yourself, okay? Wow, what a beautiful reading, Virgo. Wow. And I know it's difficult. I mean, I have experience with this, so I get it. And that's why I'm able to explain it, because I've been through something like that. I know what it feels like. It's weird, it's awkward, it doesn't feel right, you know? It's like, ugh. And then you think to yourself, well, can't it just be easier? Can't it be easier than this? And then you think, well, what if I get together with someone else because I think it'd be easier? It's not going to be easier. You got to learn the lesson, okay? All right, so your higher self is bringing in the messages that the waiting game is over. The waiting game for how you are loved is over. No more. You need to ask for what you want. That's the only way you're going to get material and spiritual prosperity. You got to rejoice in the celebration every time you get something that you wanted. You need to make a big deal about it in your head. Like, look at, I win. I did this. Oh, he or she kissed me without me asking this time. Guess what? I win. Ding, ding, ding. Party goes off in my head. Because you are moving on from this old energy of you do for everybody else and nobody does for you. You're gaining more strength within your solar plexus because you're starting to choose more wisely about what you need. You're getting that feminine creative energy, the passion, the orgasmic feelings. You're getting all of that again. So the things that have been stagnant and you haven't felt for a long time, and you've shut down those feelings because everybody else needed you or whatever, whatever belief system you gathered up. It's time now for that to become alive again, for you to come alive again. I always make a joke on this card. For you to come alive so much that you get peacock feathers in your hair. No, I'm just kidding. You know? Anyway, Virgo, I hope you like this reading or entertained in some way. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. On the screen is suggested videos for you, and I will see you at the next reading. Bye!